We are live. This is so cool. Welcome, you guys, to Peek into Pink. Welcome, 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 welcome. Oh, wait, this is my favorite part. This makes you feel like you're at a club, okay? I am coming out, you guys, with my girlfriends, and I'm super excited that we're on today. And, you know, I do Peek into Pink every single Thursday here for about 25 minutes. It might take us a little bit. We're going to try to wrap it up in about 30 minutes today, y'all. But I wanted to bring on my girlfriends. We have our big January Jumpstart that's happening on Saturday. And all of us, these are just a smattering, a little few of the directors. There's going to be like 170 directors. Can you believe that? So I am bringing on Patrece Johnson all the way from Mississippi. Patrece, say hello.
Hello. Welcome to Pink into Pink.
What are you loving right now? Just tell them, just say greet. I'm loving your earrings. Your earrings are everything.
Well, thank you. I'm going to tell you, that's what I'm really loving. I'm loving this accessory game right now.
Yeah.
Because I'm dressing from the top up. So, yes.
Exactly. I was like, don't everybody stand up and say what you have on. It's totally cool. So we're going to Oregon. We are going all the way to Oregon with Ashley Orgrave. So Ashley,
hello.
Hey. What's great in Oregon?
I would say today was a bright and sunny day, and it's great to be here tonight to connect with people. That's what I love, connecting with.
Excellent. And then one of my friends, I mean, we grew up together in Mary Kay, just not a neighbor, and you live up the street, and it's great, Nia. It is so cool to have you, Nia Putnam, all the way from, are you in Fairfield or where exactly?
I'm in Fairfield.
Yes. So say hello, girl, with bright pink top, okay?
Hello. I'm so happy I'm here. Y'all look so beautiful.
This is cool. Well, you saw it pop up on the screen. If you are a guest tonight, we want to know that you are a guest, and we want to know who you are a guest of. So be sure and tag your beauty consultant. You're going to hear a little bit about why we love what we do. And I've been building my business for 30 years. Patrece, how long have you been in Mary Kay?
26 years. No, 21 years. I'm 21 years. Yeah.
Ashley, how long? You look
23.
23. And Nia, okay. I'm thinking of your sister, Nia.
I have been with Mary Kay for 44 years.
44 years, y'all. So you could do the math on that.
I started when I was 6.
I mean, seriously. Yeah. So much history. And so I just want to start by asking you guys a couple questions. Where were you when Mary Kay found you? Nia, why don't you start? Where were you when Mary Kay found you?
I was a child when Mary Kay found me. It's even a bigger joke. I was a twinkle in my father's eye when Mary Kay found me. My sister-in-law got into Mary Kay. She was a brand new sister-in-law, and she started this Mary Kay thing. The company was 13 years old at the time, and she was doing this crazy Mary Kay thing. And I became a customer. I was in high school. That's where I started. I started as a customer. I was like her best customer. And right after I graduated, I taught cheerleading around the country. And then I came home and thought, what am I going to do while I'm going to school? And so I kind of recruited myself, even though what Carol did was she painted a picture. She could do it. I could do it. And she could do it because she was already successful by the time I was old enough to do Mary Kay. So that's where I was. And I have not looked back.
Wow. Unbelievable. Ashley, tell us a little bit about how you got started. Where were you?
I was in my college dorm room in Tacoma, Washington. That is the day that I signed up. I was in my dorm room. I was 19 years old. I had become a customer for life. I knew that. I was not excited about Mary Kay to begin with, though. I really had a preconceived notion. I thought Mary Kay was pink makeup and old ladies. I didn't think that college students used Mary Kay, and I didn't think that they did Mary Kay. I did not know that it was a viable business opportunity either. And I had a part-time business before I knew it. I was a part-time consultant for 9 years, and I moved to Southern California, and went on to graduate school, and I was a middle school and high school teacher. And then I was ready for a change in my life. And I'd had this Mary Kay thing hanging around, and I thought, I wonder if I could do this thing. And that was 13 years ago.
Wow. Wow. Time flies. I feel like I keep saying I've been in Mary Kay 28 years, but I think I've said that for 2 years. So it might be 29 years. You know, the time just goes on, but it gets gooder and gooder and better and just in love with it. I mean, when Mary Kay found me, I was in grad school, you know, working 60 plus hours a week for the mayor's office in West Oakland and commuting 2 hours, driving past Fairfield from Oakland to Sacramento to our state capital to go to grad school. So working full-time and grad school full-time and just super busy. And one of the things that I'm so grateful that I said yes to Mary Kay is Patrece came into my life. So Patrece, tell us about how you got started in your business.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, so kind of like Ashley, there was this college part of my life where Mary Kay came around. There was this part where my grandmother sold Mary Kay. Then my aunt recruited me. And then we go through all these different phases, right? But this time, I was 5 months pregnant with my daughter, Destiny. And that acne was not playing with my skin. And so I don't care what I had tried, I had to go back to Mary Kay. And so, you know how you're always trying to figure out, it's got to be something else other than just that. Well, that was where I was, but there was nothing else that could help me. That blemish control toner was my saving grace. So that is how, and that is where I was. And also at that time, though, being 5 months pregnant with her, I was a field auditor for an insurance service and carrier for the state of Mississippi. And so this was one of the times in my life where, you know, this baby, new life, new wife I was, all of that. And so here I am in Mississippi with this baby, okay, about to come. And so for me, it was about my skin. It was about me clearing it up. And then the person that recruited me, Caterina, I'm telling you, I have to say it was perseverance, because for her, she was truly persistent. And it was going to take somebody like her to recruit me, actually. I mean, she did not give up. You all, I'm telling you, for 2.5 months, she called me faithfully. She called me faithfully. And so finally one day I just heard the voice of God say, you know what, Patrece, if you're going to do it, do it. And it was because I watched Gloria, who's, you know, right now #1. And I watched this videotape of her. It was a popular videotape then, right? Some guest event tape. But that was the tape that changed my life, because she was hilarious. Like, I'm talking about, she was so down to earth, and all I was thinking was, she's in a business suit and she falling out in the middle of the audience. I mean, laughing, you know, but that is what drew me. And I was thinking, you know what? I just want to meet her. I want to meet her. I want to be around some positive people. Anybody know auditors? Nobody like to be around, right? So, there it was. So that's
Oh my gosh. That is so amazing. So amazing. I'm so grateful that Mary Kay had me take that trip to Mississippi all those years ago. Do you guys know, people say, how do you work this business? And the claim to fame that Patrece has is she came from a trip to the hair salon. I went to the hair salon. I was a red jacket. No, I think I was not. I think I was a sales director, but I was a red jacket, and it was a trip to the hair salon that had me meet Angela, who introduced me to her best friend in Mississippi. And from that, my future national sales director, Patrece Johnson, came, and a lot of others. So where were you when we found you? You know, one of the things that is so cool, I just got to hold this up because this is Patrece's new book, Beauty to Being Restored by Patrece Johnson. And I'm telling you, what this book talks about is not where she was when Mary Kay found her. This is where she's become in the process. We're going to talk a little bit about that. So just, you know, a shameless plug for someone who's like a sister to me. Okay, get excited. Go to Amazon. So I'm so excited, you guys, because we're just chatting today. And so this is a side hustle for some. You can make chump change. You can make diva dollars. It totally can be what you want it to be. Ashley, what is a time-saving tip that helped you make room for this as a side hustle? A lot of times women are like, I'm too busy. I don't know how I do this.
Yeah, I hear that, because when I had a part-time side hustle with Mary Kay for 9 years as a college student, and then I was a substitute teacher while I was also a graduate student, and I also worked at a department store full-time. And I mean, I was doing all sorts of things. I've always done all sorts of things. So I became a great planner. I was strategic with my time. I knew the things I wanted to do that were very important to me, and I planned those out in advance. And I learned to love planning, because that's how I got to do all the fun stuff too. It wasn't just the work stuff and checking the boxes on things that had to be done. It was how I found the time to fill my cup stuff and take guitar lessons and things like that. So I became a master at planning for the things I wanted to do. And that planning sheet that I used, I started to call my freedom sheet. That's where I found the freedom to be myself, do the things that I loved, and fit Mary Kay in when I needed it. And seasonally that changed. When I was a teacher, I had no income. So Mary Kay became my full-time gig. I had no other way to pay my bills at that time when I was a teacher. But it fit in pockets. And I found pockets everywhere I went. Working full-time, I worked through my lunch break. I had product to deliver in my car on the way home from school. So I really developed systems to be effective with time management so that I had time for all the things I wanted and then all the things that I had to do to check all those boxes. So systems and planning.
Yeah, we weave this in to your already busy schedule. It can be like having an ATM machine in your house when you need some cash. Okay. Seriously, I needed to pay off student loan debt and credit card debt. And that was the reason why. If your why is strong enough, the how, you figure it out. It just happens. Okay. So Nia, how did you fit this in?
Well, you know, over the years that I've been doing Mary Kay, my life has changed considerably. You know, I was young, carefree, single. When I started, I was a part-time college student, part-time Mary Kay gal, had a couple other part-time gigs. But I always stuck with my Mary Kay because I would do Mary Kay very part-time and I'd make more than I would working hours for somebody else that they were paying me what they thought I was worth versus what I feel like I was worth. Then I got married and we started a family and I had 3 children in 5 years. And my life changed. I mean, literally changed. Then you raise, and then you got kids in elementary and junior high and high school. And I was carpool mom. And, you know, I was driving a pink Cadillac and my kids would say, my mom can do it because she doesn't work. Because I was home, I was a work from home mom. And I'm going to give you 3 things that I did that from the beginning, because Mary Kay said to do it and I respected her and I knew she was brilliant. First thing is my plan sheet. I call it my brain book. Look at this. Plan sheet, brain book. My 6 list that goes with my plan sheet. So I know what I have to do tomorrow, because when your life is busy, you don't just wear one hat. You wear, I don't know any woman that wears one. I don't care what your life's about. You're not wearing one hat. But I needed to make sure that I got the things done that were important for me, for my first, my faith, second, my family, and third, of course, my Mary Kay, because it was my business. To be able to work from home and make an executive income went a long way. And I got to be home when my kids did not want me to be home. You know, it's more important to be there when they don't want you there than when they want you there. And the third thing, my first is the plan sheet. Second is my 6 list. Every single night, my 6 list. And most importantly is my dump list. And the dump list is everything that we have in our heads. That dump list is continually. And then you take pieces of that dump list, put it on your 6 list. And you either do it, delegate it, or dump it. I learned that really early. If it's something I need to do, I get it done. If it's something that I can delegate, I get someone that I can delegate to. And then if it's in the third category, it just needs to go. It's do it, delegate it, or dump it. And those are my, you know, how did I do it? Sometimes I scratch my head and think, how did I do it with 3 kids under 5, and then 3 kids, 5 to 10, and then 3 kids, I'm going, how did I do it? And the joy is that now I get to teach it because it's not theory. I did it. I lived it. And I believe I lived the Mary Kay marketing plan.
It's one of the best skills that we learn is you can't manage time, but how to prioritize and how to focus on the most important thing. Women have been mothered and they've been managed, but they haven't always been mentored. And that's just the beauty of this, is the mentorship. Just today, you probably know, Nia, because this affects your area. Macy's announced how many stores they're closing. One at Hilltop closing, another one closing, a Bloomingdale's closing. And you need to have a side hustle, ladies. You need to have a side hustle. Patrece, did you answer that? How you fit it in?
No, let me tell you, when the first 4 years of my business was so crucial. I would have to say that to the success that's happening now is because working full time, and I was pregnant with my daughter. I really did not want to compromise that time when I got off work with her. So what I did was, first of all, I had a conversation with my family. Okay, mama, this your only grandbaby, and sissy, this is your only niece. Okay, so when I call you, I need you to come get her. Okay, but the next thing was I really stopped taking lunch breaks for me to eat. I started taking my lunch breaks to actually work my Mary Kay business, because from Monday through Thursday, I wanted to make sure that I was either getting leads or I was holding a facial or a class. And the great thing about working with my recruiter at that time, you all, she know my job was just a few minutes away from her house. So what we would do is, she knows, she said, Patrece, you the queen of roller bags. I close them, you the queen of roller bags, you do it all. So I would meet her at her house, and you all, we would go and hold appointments. I tell her, she'll see everything that they wanted. She close them, I leave, go back to work. Now that was done in my hours time, okay? So Monday through Thursday, I was working Mary Kay totally on the hour. Forget it, I was bringing lunch with me, and sometimes she'll have lunch for me. Then on Fridays, that was my personal household day, which meant that on Fridays, if I need to do anything, go and get some groceries during that lunch hour, doing some banking, that's what I would do. And then on Saturdays, I had a tight schedule with holding 3 to 5 skincare classes. And I would geographically lay it out to where by the end of the day, the darkest hour, I was closer to home. And because I had a daughter that, new baby, if you wasn't child friendly, well, I couldn't do it. I would dovetail that appointment. Okay. So I had to be okay, and they had to be okay with bringing my baby with me. So that was one of the major things that happened for me. And I did that consistently. I did the leads, whatever that was. I used to be real shy. Most people don't believe that though, Caterina, but I was. And with that, I had to just push myself to make sure that I got the leads. And that's the time that I used, which was my lunch hour, to do that, because I wanted to be at home with my daughter when after I got off work. I didn't want that time to be compensated with anything else.
And we're so happy we did it. We have grown so much from working that way. And now we could totally describe it, because all that you just described, I just did. Okay. Now you put on your PJ bottoms and you put on a cute top lipstick and you go to the quietest room in your house with a ring light and you talk to some people through that dot, and then you put the matching pajama top that matches the bottoms that you have, and you walk down the hall and we're doing it all, right, y'all? We're doing it all virtually, and it's so compact. It's just, we're compacting it. Yeah. Not driving here, not driving there. So I want to ask you guys about obstacles, how we overcome obstacles. And, the best thing you want to have is a new level of problem. The problems never go away. You just want to have problems. Some people would love to have Oprah problems, or, Michael Jordan problems, or pick your famous person that you enjoy or like. So Ashley, how have you overcome obstacles, and what's the biggest one you had to overcome?
I think the biggest one was when I was transitioning out of my teaching career into Mary Kay full-time. I had announced it to people in January because I wanted to be sure that my principal could hire the best teacher. I wanted to be sure that there were no secrets, that this was my intention, that I knew that I was not coming back that following school year. And I got a lot of pushback, a lot of people's opinions that they love to share with me what they thought about my career choice. But what I learned is that they didn't know that they didn't know. And though at the time I was concerned about what they thought, because I had a graduate degree and people said, you don't leave a stable job that gives you benefits in retirement. But what I knew to be true is that I would never pay off my student loans if I stayed at my job in that school district. I would never pay them off. I'd never pay off my debt. And I also would not be fulfilled as a person. And those were two things that I could not compromise on. And what I knew to be true is that there were enough people in Mary Kay. I'd been in Mary Kay long enough, for almost 10 years at that time, that I had seen so many people do it that I knew that if they could do it, I could too. And I believed in the business opportunity. I believed in my director because I watched her success. We have a proven business marketing plan. And I knew that if I followed those things, I could find that success too. And that what other people thought about me wasn't about me at all. It was about them. So what other people think of you is none of your business, because it's about them. And it took me a while to work through that and process that. But I knew that I had to create a shift in my life. And I created a void because a void is meant to be filled. I let my business be my social life because this business is social, whether we're working this way or we're working how we were working BC before COVID, right? Really face to face. And I knew that what other people thought was totally okay with me because I was going to do this no matter what. And I knew that I could be successful no matter what. And I thought that, well, maybe if I just earned this car or that car or whatever that achievement, then they would come along. And the reality is it didn't matter if they did come along because I was coming along and I became a different person in that process. So I know that's a kind of a long answer, but I think that was the biggest obstacle for me, transitioning, taking that leap of faith and trusting myself, trusting my sales director, trusting the business opportunity, and not looking back, going forward, not looking back, but also blessing and releasing the people who could not support this really amazing opportunity for me. And that's okay. I bless them, I release them, and I hope that one day they'll come join us too.
This is so amazing. Can you believe I paid $100 for my starter kit? We all paid $100 for our starter kit, and we got this kind of personal growth. Seriously, it's unbelievable. And now $30 holla, you could have a business and people want to think about it. I'm like, what side do you want me to slap you on? Okay. I'm just like, I'm listening to y'all and I'm like, these are my girlfriends. Okay. I get to work with you. I'm sorry. I got a little animated there. I wonder where I got that from. Nia. But seriously, don't overthink it. Okay. So
you never know unless you try. That's for sure. And for $30, my goodness, I think it's $1 a day or something less than that to do your business. 50 cents a day to try it. And you get your website and you get your processing of your orders. What? For $30? Shoot. If I'd have known what I know now, then I'd have paid $10,000 to do it for the lessons and the personal growth that I've gotten. I think my biggest obstacle was basically self-management, managing myself, knowing, disciplining myself, paying attention to what I was reading and what was I watching and who was I hanging with and what voices was I listening to, who was influencing me. And I learned really quickly that I was never going to take advice from anybody unless I wanted to change positions with them. So if someone was giving me their opinion about my business and they knew nothing about my business, I would just be polite and go, I don't want your life. I want my life, and I want that. I want more of that. I want what Mary Kay had to offer me when she opened the store in 1963, giving women an opportunity. And so I just had to really manage my time. That's why my plan sheet, my brain book is so significant. My emotional maturity, like I said, I was a child. And so, there were times when I'd go, I don't need this. And then I would go, okay, what are you going to find that's better? Who's going to pay you what you can make in Mary Kay? Who's going to give you a free car every 2 years? So I've earned over 25 cars in Mary Kay. Who's going to do that? Do you see what I'm saying? And I work from my home, and I literally work from my home now. I literally work from this place. And I'm going, this is the coolest thing. I can talk to you, and I have a new friend, Patrece, in Mississippi. What? People just do this. It's just, and consultants, just get busy sharing this opportunity and sharing this product. Look at this product. And you wouldn't know as 85.
Yeah. For sure. I mean, seriously, Patrece, objections, obstacles, I know that you've had to overcome and walk the journey. And if we sat here and talked about all that we've overcome, we are lemonade queens. Life has given us lemons. We have bunches of lemons. We could grow a tree, and we've made a lot of lemonade. So talk to us about how you have overcome obstacles.
Okay, so there are two things in particular. And one is learning how to pivot. That's one of the major things that has happened with me in this business, is learning how to pivot. And I'm going to elaborate on that in just a second. But the other one is really, I had to overcome what people were thinking about this Mary Kay business. Here I am And one of the main persons were very close to me, and it was my mother. That was the greatest obstacle for me, because my mother, who I valued her opinion, I valued everything she said. In order for me to do something, I had to get her feedback on it, and she was not very open to me with Mary Kay. I mean, her thought was, baby, you have a good job, and you're talking about quitting to go do some Mary Kay. I mean, look, and she went and she yelled at one of the family members, is like, can you believe she's about to do this? And I hung up the phone. And when I think about it, my story seems like so similar to Gloria at the beginning, because I hung up the phone. I was thinking, you know what, maybe she's right. You know, I do have a great job. I love my job. I love what I do. But my mother did not hear what I heard. She did not see the things that I had seen in Mary Kay at that time. And that was something I had to remember. So I had to remember to go ahead and go off of what I felt. And what I felt was that pull from God saying, you needed to do this. And I'm going to tell you, that was one of the hugest steps that I took, because I did not know that going 7 years into the business that my daughter would go through some health situations that caused me every single month, twice a month. We were in the hospital with her for 6 years straight, every single month. And so because of that, and having Mary Kay where I was able to pivot, I could change my schedule. It was just that thing for me that I could shift in so many ways. And it did not cause me to compromise my faith and compromise my values with my family. And I will never forget this. And that's when you have to know what you know, because the one thing that I have to say is my mother, that person that said that to me, was the same person when we were sitting in the hospital and we were standing by the edge of my daughter's bed. And I was crying with tears in my eyes, because I've seen my daughter go through that health issue so much at that time. And my mother stood there. And the very next day, I was scheduled to fly out and go to a Mary Kay conference. And I was supposed to be teaching at that conference. I would never forget it. And I was sitting there saying to my mother, I said, you know what? I don't know if I could do this. I'll probably call them and tell them I'm not going to make it. And that was the day my mother turned around and she looked at me and she said, baby, this is my grandbaby. She said, and every time that she's experienced this, you've always been there. She said, she's going to be fine. You go and do what you're purposed to do. And I got her. That was it. But all I could think about was, oh my gosh, now that was years later. But what if I had not made that decision? You know, what if I did not, go ahead and shift out of what I felt for myself versus my mother, who's my true Nubian queen. So that's what I would have to say. Listen to yourself. You have to make some moves. And I had to, just like Nia was talking about, and Ashley was saying, I had to really think about some things, because my mother was on the same job almost for 26 years at that time. So she didn't know what it meant to have a business. She didn't know what it meant to be an entrepreneur. And so I had to consider that, and I had to just make the step. So before she knew it, I hadn't started Mary Kay, and before she knew it, I had quit my job to Mary Kay full time. So totally.
Mm-hmm. And this is this is so rich. The chat is just full. And again, if you are a guest that's on, please be sure, I'm going to wrap it up in just a moment and talk about how you get started, but be sure to tag your beauty consultant. It's the only way she'll know you're on, although she's looking through the chat to see if you're commenting. But we have two more questions, and we're going to kind of combine them. One is, what's the best thing Mary Kay has done for your family? And then I want to hear how you've pivoted during COVID and work this. And so we're going to kind of wrap it up so we can be our word with the time that we have here. I could summarize it really easily. Mary Kay helped me to retire my mama. You saw her comment in the chat. She's earned 9 free cars. Helped me retire my daddy, who's now home with the Lord. But I first prayed for a man, and the Lord sent me my daddy. And so he helped me build my national area, and my husband came out the starter kit. So that's 3 things Mary Kay has done for my family, which could totally summarize it. Nia, I mean, okay, I don't know how you're going to fit that in a minute or less, but.
Oh my gosh, what has Mary Kay done for my family? What hasn't it done? My entire family has been in Mary Kay. My sister-in-law, Carol Anton, National Sales Director Patrece, was my national, and Thea Elvin, who just became an Emeriti, is my sister, and my niece Tiffany is a director in Texas, and my beautiful daughter Micah is a director in Nevada. And I'm going to tell you the biggest gift that Mary Kay gave me was this lifestyle, that I could be an example. I mean, what a joy for my daughter to take on this opportunity. My first offspring was my mom. I was her last offspring. She was my first. And I worked with her for 35 years. And she's going to be 95 this month. And she retired about 10 years ago from Mary Kay. And then as she was retiring, my daughter was stepping up to become a sales director and is now a super senior sales director, car driver, and is now raising her little beautiful daughters, my granddaughters, in the Mary Kay lifestyle. And how can you put a price tag on that your daughter wants to do what you do? And to be honest, be so much better than me. She's just so many gifts. And this is what I know. If you've got children, it's not what's taught, it's what's caught. It's how you are in your home. It's who you be in your home. It's goal setting, it's planning, it's achieving, it's failing, it's continue to work, bringing in an income, making choices for your family because you have the choice to work your business to bring in more income. Never having to say, we can't afford it, but saying, I'm choosing not to buy that, so they can see that there's a value. It's what's caught, not taught. That's worth $1 bazillion to work from home, to be a work from home mom, and to have a lifestyle that we've created. And who do you know that loves their business more today after 44 years than the day they signed their agreement or worked? I love this business more because the business is better. Oh my gosh, I could go on and on. Give me a floor.
Absolutely. I mean, so just so you know that our company has literally been shifted because of Nia and her family, literally all over the world. Every single person in Mary Kay has been, in some way affected by what your family has done and the gift that you've given. 43 years. I mean, seriously, unbelievable. Patrece, what has Mary Kay done for you, your family, and how have you just totally pivoted during this time?
Okay, yes. Mary Kay, first of all, was a support system for me. I felt like it was my ram in the bush for a lot of times in my life, because this is one thing that I found that a lot of people, before they can really get in this business good, they'll throw it away because they don't think it's a priority. But one thing that I found that was most important for me was I saw the priority of Mary Kay and keeping it in my life, because what it did for me was it poured back into me. It allowed me to focus on it so that I can have that positive energy being returned back to me, so that when I was going through so many things in my life, that was not consuming me. I had Mary Kay to kind of pull me over here and say, you know what, this person needs you. So I had to give them my energy. I had to be for them what I did not have for myself. And that actually helped me, just like the word said. When you pray for someone else, you're also covered. So I believe that was what was happening, and I appreciated that. Then another thing was my daughter, private school for her. I was able to put her in private school. Now currently she's in college, her second year in college, and no college debt. I was able to buy her first car. It was not new, brand new, but it was her first good car. Okay. Honda Accords, right? I love them, but because it was my first. So I bought her car, paid it in full. Another thing that Mary Kay, this business has done for me is, as Caterina talked about my book, The Beauty of Being Restored, the finances that are behind that book came from my Mary Kay business. So I'm very excited about what Mary Kay has done for me. And at this season in my life, it has allowed me to be more of a giver. So I am very thankful for that. Yes.
It is so good. Ashley, bring it home, girl. How has this changed your family?
Well, I've been single the majority of my Mary Kay career. I've been married just for a year and a month. So, so this has been, it's really been a life of choices for me. And so regardless of what your family looks like, for me, it's been my parents and siblings and extended family and friends that have been my chosen family. But to be an example to them, the positive thinking that we learn in Mary Kay, I think has been really incredible. And I also have had so much flexibility to travel with my family or to take care of family members when my granny, before she went to heaven, I was the only grandkid who there. And that is really special to me. And so Mary Kay gives us choices. And that has been the biggest thing. Besides the financial stability, having built my business as a single person and then meeting my husband. It was a gift for us to decide to get married in Alabama, which is where he is from. And I didn't have to ask anybody for the time off. We just did it, and it was incredible. And I love that through all of these choices, we've had the opportunity to pivot into this virtual world. I thought I was going to just ride out this COVID thing, and then I realized it wasn't going away. And so we just created a new way of doing business, and it's been easier than it has ever been. So the choices, the financial stability, the examples of the positivity, and easier than it's ever been. I mean, I love Mary Kay more, like Nia said, more today than I did when I signed up 23 years ago.
Wow. Wow, 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 wow. I mean, seriously, this is a powerful, powerful guest event. We should just meet this way every week. Normally we'd be gone, 3, 4, 5 hours for a guest event. And now it's, it's an hour. We're totally working that way. And so I just want to share with you, how are we working? Right now, we're working virtually. And so whether you're doing Facebook parties, whether you are doing Zoom, whether you are using StreamYard, there's all different ways of working. And we love what we do. We appreciate the money and the rewards, the product. There's so much that comes from this. This is just, our product is huge. And so if you are using one of our skincare lines, that is awesome. But just building your first 25 skincare customers can position you to profit an extra $5,000, $10,000 a year. And everybody has a few girlfriends from church, a few family members, a few people they know, a few neighbors. If you don't know people with skin, run. Okay. So this is our skincare line that we have. And that is the core part, whether you wear makeup or not. Skincare is the most important thing. It's the beauty of friendship. It's the opportunity to share this product with others when you are booking an appointment. And it used to be that we'd gather with 3 to 6 women around a table. But now, as long as they're in the United States, I mean, they could join from anywhere, right? We can ship product. We have our Mary Kay apps are just unbelievable. And we use the Skin Analyzer app that literally what happens is you have your client download it, and then she takes a selfie, and then she emails you the information. It tells her about her skin. You jump on Zoom with her, and bam, you could do what Patrece is famous for, 5 and 5, sharing the products in 5 minutes, and you average $100 a face. It's just what you do. Of course, some people are like, I don't know about the skincare. They don't even know about holding appointments, but everybody can sell lip glosses, lipsticks, mascara. So you start out as a fierce, fabulous beauty consultant, and you can decide. You get these coupons, these 3 bestie coupons, where you can join and have your girlfriends join you and promote yourself to be a senior consultant, and then move up to the first level of leadership. Or you can just, have this as a pink hobby. It could be chump change, or it could be diva dollars. Totally up to you. The women that you are seeing here are sales directors. So they sport this sales director suit and get paid in lots of different avenues. As a matter of fact, the ladies in red just got a raise. Like, who gets a raise in a pandemic? But the company gave a company-wide raise to all of the beauty consultants in America. And I'm a national sales director. I've been blessed to be at the top level of this company since 2007. Wow. And it's just unbelievable. Family security program. I mean, let's not even talk about Nia's sister-in-law, Carol Anton, who retired as an emeriti. And, we don't have to talk about how much money she retired at, but let's just say it's more than a lot of women, the average woman in America, makes in a year. I'll just say it that way. That's what she's retired for a month, and what she'll receive for 15 years. And so it's just really, really amazing. Then there's the car program. And so just going through it really quickly, there's the Chevy Malibu, the Chevy Equinox, there's a Camaro, y'all, there's a Traverse, there's a truck, okay? And then, of course, the Cadillac, these women, powerful Cadillac drivers. And then there's Cadillac Plus, and I love rolling in the Escalade. And so it's cool. I live between Brentwood, California and Chicago, Illinois. And I can't wait to visit my Escalade again. It's in Chicago. But I just want to tell you, diamond rings, it's all here for you. And then opportunities to travel when they let us out the house again. And I can use my passport, okay? Traveling free. So we're going to wrap it up, and I just want to encourage you. What does it take to get started? This is really simple. It's $30. There's 4 different options for how you can get started. The first option is the eStart. That gives you a secure way to accept credit cards, and it gives you a your ProPay, which is how you accept credit cards, and it gives you your website. That's what I was trying to get. That's the eStart. You could do the deluxe eStart, which is $30 plus the $45 sample pack. It's enough samples for 30 people. And so that's $75. Or you could do the third way, which is really popular. It's the full starter kit with the eStart, which is $130. The full starter kit, you get supplies, samples, brochures, retail product, like $400 worth of product. Or you could do the deluxe eStart, which is it all. Okay, so you get the full eStart and you get the sample pack. So you have retail products to show and you have samples to share. And you can start making money immediately. The box will show up and bam, you're there, you're ready to go. So just make a decision. Which one of these ways would you like to get started? And there's just great new consultant options. And today could be your day. It is just that fun. This has been a joy. It's exciting, you guys. We're going to have a ball on Saturday at our Jumpstart. I know many of the ladies watching in my area and other areas are going to join us. But I'm grateful for you, Nia. I've learned so much from you over the years. And what I appreciate the most is your consistency and your brilliance, the way that you are consistently always giving. You've always been a joy to be around over all the 28 years that I've known you. And I just appreciate you. You are legacy in Mary Kay. You just are such a gift. And we've grown and in wisdom, and yet we're young and hot. Okay. I feel like we got all kinds of energy. Ashley, you have been such a joy and an addition to our national area. And so I just appreciate you. You are bringing it home. Your brilliance is amazing. I can't wait for them to hear the class that you are teaching at Jumpstart as well. And of course, Patrece, I'm excited. My the best days for us are not just in the past, but ahead. Okay. I can't wait to watch you claim that top director trip. And then of course, go on and build your own national area. This is really cool, y'all. So thank you for signing. Thank you for joining us. And thank you for signing. When you make a decision to say yes and join your Mary Kay business, go find us on social media and tag us in a picture and say, hey, I'm a brand new beauty consultant. So, all right, y'all, we appreciate it. Let's go get it done. Bye-bye. Have a great, great day. Bye-bye.